Hello, I'm Brian Esser from How To Automotive, and today I'm talking with Eric Roosh, and we're gonna have a good conversation. So check us out.
Hey Brian, thanks for coming over and coming over to Pipeline.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad to be here. It's a lot of fun. You guys really roll out the red carpet for us. Yeah.
Well, you know, we try to make sure we put on a good show, and more importantly, show off all the new product that we've been working hard on over the last few years. So,
yeah,
what'd you think of the first day?
The first day? Well, the first day is you fly in, you get situated, and you have a dinner, and it's a lot of fun. You get to meet all the people. It's like family members, here. I've been coming to this for quite a few years now, and you get to meet and greet with all the new people, and then see your old friends. Stuff is really cool.
So, what'd you think of the actual event day?
So the event day is a long day. It's fun. It starts out with a breakfast, bus you over here, and once you're here, then they start hitting you right away with all the stuff, like what's coming out, what to expect, what you're going to do, what you're going to see. And then they cut you loose and they let you go. And then this year's format was a little different. In the past, they had groups and stuff like that. And this year they let us free for all and just go check it out as the stuff that we really are interested in and what our audiences are really interested in. So it was a little different this year and I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now before we get actually into the actual product, I want to kind of maybe step back a little bit and talk about your experience. Obviously you've been doing the channel for a while now, but
yeah,
before that I'm sure you've been working in the shop for a long time.
I've been in the shop for almost 31 years now.
Wow.
Like that's all I know. I work on cars, I fix cars, I use tools, and that's just my life. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Over those 31 years, I'm sure the industry has changed a lot in the shop, especially on the power tool side. Can you talk me through when you first started in the shop to kind of where it is now and how technology has changed over time?
Yeah, when I first started, there wasn't a lot of tool options out there. There was only a handful of companies really selling tools, and there definitely wasn't power or electric tools. It was all pneumatic. It was all, die grinders and impact guns and stuff like that, which these are now, but it was, all connected with a hose or a cord. And it made life a little challenging. The cordless tools have definitely changed the industry for the better. I'm way more productive now than I've ever been in the whole 30 years I've worked on cars now because of these battery power tools.
Fantastic. Yeah. So productivity was a big improvement that you saw with
oh
cordless.
yeah, and not only that, but now I'm mobile. So
awesome.
So like before, if I had a car that I couldn't push into the shop because it was broken, it was out there and maybe the bays were full or something, it just had to sit there and wait until I was finished with the cars in the shop before I could go out there, push that car inside and work on it. But now, because of the cordless tools, I'm able to go out in the parking lot, pop up a pop tent or something, block from the sun and go at it and work on and fix the car, and keep myself more productive. So like we'd have a car where we're waiting on parts and it's just sitting there. I can't do nothing with it because I got no parts to do. And then there's a car out there that's sitting there and I can't do anything because I can't get it in the shop and I don't have long enough air hoses and extension cords to go out to the shop. So this has made a big difference for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If you look back, how has Milwaukee specifically drove that change within the industry?
Well, in the beginning of the power tools, there was other companies out there. They would have power tools, but they lacked the power or the performance, and then they kept switching their platforms on the batteries and stuff. And so you would invest in a platform, and then a year later they would cancel it and switch it over to another platform, a battery platform, and that was frustrating. So Milwaukee, they fixed that. They stuck with their two main platforms, M12 and M18s, and all their tools. I can buy this brand new tool today, or I can use a tool from 10 years ago and they still work together. That's been a game changer right there for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. That's, compatibility is something that we're striving for. When we go out into the field, talk to users like yourself, that's a very common pain point that we've heard throughout the years is continually changing systems from the competitors.
Oh yeah, it's frustrating, especially as a consumer. Like, it's very frustrating to have to. What do you mean you don't offer that no more? What do you mean I can't get this fixed because you moved to another platform?
For sure,
yeah,
for sure. Talk to me about maybe some of the early tools that convinced you to go to cordless from Milwaukee.
The first one for me was I saw high torque. High torque impact gun was like, I saw people using them to take tires off and stuff, and I was like, all right, I had my eye on it for a while, and then I saw the price wasn't too bad. I was like, okay, it's comparable to any tool I ever bought. So I was like, all right, I'll try it out. And I tried it out, and from the second I tried it, I knew that I wasn't going back. Like I knew I was going to go forward with electric tools, and I've been using them for, I want to say, since 2014 or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. What other tools have you added to your toolbox since that first high torque drove you to cordless?
Just about everything you can think of, really. The only tool that I do not have that's still pneumatic is an air hammer. Everything else is all electric tools, all Milwaukee tools in general.
Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're always looking to find different ways to replace air. So you never know in the future.
Yeah.
Your wish may be granted to get that air hammer out of the pneumatic system.
I know you guys are working on it.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. But we're excited. We have a lot of innovation that we're trying to drive for users like yourself, and we know that technicians haven't had many great solutions 10 years ago. But what we've really tried to focus on are your frustrations, your problems to drive products like you see here with the M12 Stubby. This M12 Fuel Stubby Impact was one of the products that we launched at Pipeline. Tell me a little bit about. I mean, you were able to get your hands on it yesterday for a few hours. What excites you about this tool?
This one. Well, first of all, the original Generation 1 Stubby is an amazing tool. Like I use it daily. And I didn't think you can improve on it. I thought maybe a little bump in power would improve it, but you guys literally over doubled the power that the new Generation 2 has come out with. And right behind us is a set of tires. And as we were using it, we stripped the lug nuts off, or stripped the threads off the thing, just using this tool. And it was pretty impressive. Like you can feel the torque, but also it has a very variable trigger, so it's super easy to use. New features such as the ability to switch the modes on it with a touch of your finger is really cool stuff. The Stubby has definitely been one of my favorite tools that's ever come out from Milwaukee.
Awesome. You mentioned the original Stubby back in 2018 when that came out, and it's a favorite of yours.
Yeah.
What are you using it on, and why is it a favorite?
So I use it mainly in the engine bay and a little bit on suspension parts and stuff like that. So like a brake caliper, I can get back there without turning the wheels or anything like that. I can get back there and, it has enough power to take those bolts off. Now with the new Stubby, it's going to even be able to take the brackets and all the additional stuff off. But I use it in the engine bay, like removing intake manifolds, and head bolts, and valve covers, and brackets for the drive system on the engine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, and typically with an engine bay, right, it's close quarter applications. You don't have a lot of room. The importance of getting that size was a big thing that we focused on during the MPD project that we led. And one of the things that as we took it out, our prototypes into the field to get feedback, it was, I can't believe you're putting so much power into a tool that's this small.
Yeah.
You mentioned a couple of applications where you might be able to do now because of that increased performance while keeping the size the same. How is that going to impact your day-to-day and being able to get stuff done?
It's going to be a huge, because now I could use this as one of my main tools, and I don't have to swap out tools to do certain jobs. And certain brackets and stuff that are pretty tight that I would have to swap out to a mid-torque or a high torque to get, but they may not fit. Now this is going to still fit in the same tight area and allow me to take those fasteners loose. So that's going to be a huge benefit for me and make my life a lot easier, actually. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Do you see this being applicable just in a certain segment of the automotive market, or do you think it can cross over from passenger car to the equipment side? Is there a lot of crossover?
It's definitely going to cross over. This is going to be huge, especially with the extra power. Yeah, you're going to use this on heavy truck. You're going to use this on light passenger cars. This is going to be huge. And marine, you name it. This is going to have a spot for
awesome.
It. Yeah,
awesome. One of the other things that we did with this tool is increase the speed, and obviously within the trades, flat rate is a big thing, and obviously just getting cars done as quickly as possible is important to you guys. Tell me a little bit about what productivity means. We talked earlier about removing the hose and making you way more productive that way.
Yeah.
Clearly we're doing that here, but what about the speed increase that we're driving here is going to make life easier and get things done faster for you? How is that going to impact you daily?
as a technician working on a car, going slow is frustrating. So like if you're like ratcheting something out, it's frustrating. But when you go and it comes off real quick and you move to the next task, just in the frustration level, it's like it makes you feel like I'm doing something here. I'm moving, and the time is going to start saving you. It's going to add up. Like 10 seconds here, 30 seconds there, a minute here, and especially like if you don't have to go hunt for another tool because it's got the power. So now it's going to make productivity a lot better. And basically, overall, the tool will pay for itself in like no time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So one of the things that we do heavily within the product marketing side is, again, talking to users to understand your frustrations, but also how you do the job. And we're always keeping you in mind, keeping what you go through on a daily basis. We pride ourselves and make sure we earn the right to get your business. And one of the things that we heard a lot about is adding features that may not necessarily be the main reason why you buy the product, but it also is a delighter actually as you start using it. You referenced the single-handed the change of the modes via the trigger.
Yeah.
You also mentioned the 3 LEDs on the tool. How do you view that impacting your daily work?
Well, with the original Stubby, so if I was in a position where I'm like holding a part and then I needed to change a mode, I would have to either put the part down, put the tool down to change the old mode. Now, say if I'm holding that part up like this, I can put it in the center position and change the modes just like that without putting tools down or having to ask for help or anything like that. Now it's just an ability to just do my job right there. Yeah.
Awesome. What about the lights? Obviously, you're working in with applications that don't have great visibility to whether it's the sun or even lights that you might be hanging up. How is that going to help you?
Well, for me, so I'm a little lazy when it comes. Like I don't want to walk over there to grab a flashlight or grab something. So these are so bright that like you can really light up the area you're working with. You can use it as a flashlight. They're so bright, and then when you're on that fast and you just give it a little touch, the LED lights light up. You can see exactly what you're doing. It's super handy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about the batteries. We talked about the compatibility of batteries and how a tool that you bought 10 years ago will work with the battery you just bought yesterday, and vice versa. How has the battery technology impacted the way you use tools in the shop?
It's been huge. So just the ability to they charge like super fast now, like super fast. So there's like no downtime, like virtually no downtime, and then they last forever. So they last. I don't charge them every day. I charge them like every other day maybe, but I get a full day's use, especially out of a 5.0 or something like that. I get a whole day's use out of it. So that's just productivity. I'm not swapping out batteries. I'm not waiting for batteries to charge because they charge so fast now. It's been very beneficial for me.
Okay, great. What about some other tools? We talked a lot about the Stubby. We talked about the high torque. We've had some other tools here at Pipeline that we announced for the technischen.
Yeah.
What other tools excited you today? From the event.
From the event, what's the technical name of it? It's the pulley chain drive.
The chain hoist?
Yeah, the chain drive hoist over there. That is going to be cool, especially for what I'm doing right now. I'm working on a heavy truck and heavy equipment, and we're pulling cylinder heads off, and they still have the turbo attached to it and the exhaust still attached to it, and those things are a couple 100 pounds, and to be able to take them off and then lower them back down with precision, like super slow, and then line up everything, get everything right where you need it. It's going to be huge. Before I had to use a chain drive. The chain pulley, and then also I was underneath it because I'm pulling the chain. So now with the remote, I'm able to step back a few feet where it's safe, push the button, lift up the whatever I'm lifting, close it, lower it back down. So that for me is going to be big, especially just on the safety factor.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a big focus of Milwaukee as a whole, is driving that productivity story, but also the safety aspect on the job. And it's something that we take seriously, in incorporating technologies to make your life safer, like we did with the hoist.
Yeah.
And even safety from just removing the hoses from the shop. Tell me a little bit about why that's important.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Removing the hoses from the shop floor.
The trip factor, right?
Sure.
I mean, it's already enough trip factors around the shop, and then you add a hose or a cord in there, and so that right there that probably saved a lot of people a lot of pain and injury and suffering over the years just by removing those hoses. Yeah, the trip factor is huge.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome. What about Milwaukee as a whole within the industry is beyond your experience? What have you heard otherwise about why people are picking Milwaukee, say, over other brands that have power tools?
So it's a little hard for me to answer that because I've come to these events and I see the dedication and stuff, and a lot of people may not get to see that, but basically the tools work, the tools do the job, the tools are fast, they're small, they're powerful, they just do the job. But what I get to see from you guys from coming to these events is how dedicated your teams are, how dedicated the full staff is, like everybody that works here, the atmosphere, the culture. So for me, I get to share that with people, and I think that's pushing the needle forward too. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What are some things that you think Milwaukee should continue to do or continue to get into in the future? Besides, obviously, the hammer that you talked about.
Yeah, I think expanding your hand tool lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, your hand tool lines have come a long way, and people are starting to notice them now. And I use your wrenches every single day.
Awesome.
Like I retired my other brands that I have. I've just retired, and I use Milwaukee wrenches, and they're great, and they've worked perfect for me every day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What impresses you, or what allowed you to have the confidence to retire those tools to the toolbox or the garbage, wherever you put them?
Yeah. So when I either buy them or you guys sent me stuff in the past, the only way to really know if they're working is to put them to work. So what I do is I put them to work, and they work so good. They just never stop being put to work. They just never go back. They go from the back of the new tools go to the front of the box, and then the old tools go in the back. Mm-hmm. And the ones that get used are the ones in the front. You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Other tools that we have launched in the past, 1-inch D-handle impacts were first within the industry and in cordless, trying to replace the pneumatics. The world's first brushless ratchet many years ago. How is Milwaukee viewed within the automotive industry from just an innovation perspective?
I definitely think Milwaukee is rated probably the best. Like I feel like, because people see the tools in our hands, like I've not just influenced people online, but I've influenced every member of that I work with. So every guy I work at the shop, they all have Milwaukee tools, and they just see the tools working. They see they borrow my tools. They use it. I gotta go get one. They go get one. So Milwaukee's just being Milwaukee has really influenced y'all.
Awesome. Yeah. Kind of speaks to the culture, like you talked about earlier, of making sure we're continually focusing on the innovation, trying to disrupt the industry and ourselves. As we've come up with a tool from 2018 that you loved, but
I still love.
We're continuing to push ourselves further, and I think it just speaks to the culture that we've built across the entire business, from engineering to the design teams to our sales team and our marketing teams. Everyone has that same kind of thought process on how can we make your life easier, make your life more productive and safer. And I think that's a big reason why you're seeing many technicians adopt the Milwaukee brand. Would you agree with that?
Oh, definitely, 100%. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
The team has been amazing. Yeah,
good.
And you guys surprise us too. Like I remember a few years ago when I came to. I didn't expect extended reaches, ratchets and stuff, and so we'll comment. It was MPS then, now it's a pipeline now, but we would comment. We kind of expected one tool, but then it was like, oh, what? You threw a little left curve at us.
Sure.
You did that to us this time here with the sanders.
Sanders,
the sanders are pretty cool.
Tell me a little bit about the sanders and how you think that'll change the technician's life.
I'm not in the paint and body field, but I know a lot of people, and I see them using the pneumatic ones, and I see the frustrations with those, and so I picked them up and I tried them out and stuff, and they're super quiet. They did the job. They're interchangeable pads. You took away using wrenches. On the old ones, you had to use wrenches and take them apart to change out the pads and stuff like this. They made the wrench built into it, like super easy to use. So, and then it hooks up with the dust collecting systems and stuff like that. So it was just super cool to see it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
A pleasant surprise, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, hopefully we can continue to do that in the future at future pipelines moving forward. What questions do you have, if any, on Milwaukee, on how we go about doing things, how we come up with ideas like this? Do you have anything that you want to ask while we're here?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure you do, but how much of it are you listening to us users and changing and tweaking your designs? Is what I would ask.
Yeah. It's quite honestly, it's a daily occurrence.
Yeah.
We have over 100 product managers that are going out into the shop or onto the job site to listen to you, and that's quite honestly the biggest part of our job is to ask questions and take it in and continue to ask the questions.
Are you stalking our social media accounts?
Well, of course yours, But a big thing is, we can't continue to drive innovation like we did here or with the sander or the hoist.
Yeah.
Unless we're understanding what your pain points are and your frustrations are. And that's, I think, a big thing of what separates us versus any other competitive brands that are out there is the amount of time that we spend and focus on you.
Yeah.
And we will always continue to do that. We will not worry about trying to make sure it's financially the right decision.
Yeah.
If it's the right decision for you to make your life more productive and safer, we're going to make sure that we incorporate that into tools.
You guys pointed that out yesterday in the introduction of the pipeline event, where they said we had this product. It's been now over there for about 2 years, but it wasn't quite ready and it wasn't perfect. And you held on to it for like 2 years and developed it until it was the right product.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We know that we need to earn the trust of individuals like yourself. And if there's a product that's not out there, we start to lose that trust if we launch it when it's not ready. And we value the trust that we get from you every single day. When you pull that trigger to get the work done, we need to make sure we earn that every single time. And it's not something we take lightly, and we will wait on it if it's not ready. And that's a big thing that we continually focus on, is making sure it's perfect for what you guys need to do on a daily basis. So we live and die by making sure we get out in front of you guys to understand what we need to go do, whether it's a next generation type product like the Stubby or something new to world, like the sanders, where we don't have, there's no cordless sander out there. And we're really trailblazing that side of the business. We have to make sure we continue to focus on what's truly the pain points that we need to go work through.
Yeah.
What else? Any other questions for how we operate as Milwaukee?
Questions of how you operate. Let's see.
Or anything else too. Anything else as well.
Well, I would say questions for how you operate is, talk a little bit about how you plan for the future. How much development is coming down the pipeline? How much stuff is potentially coming out in the next couple of years?
Yeah. Well, what I can tell you is I'm incredibly excited about what's coming. This is just the beginning of where we're going. And, this is our 100-year anniversary, as you are very well aware. But this is truly just getting started.
Yeah.
And that's the exciting piece for us. We're continually investing in new technologies that even just a few years ago, we never thought were possible. Our engineering team is truly best in class. It's world class. And they continue to bring new technologies that solve the frustrations that we identify in the field to come up with products like this or many others. So obviously I can't tell you what exactly is coming, but what I can tell you is I think you're going to be excited for many, many years to come based on the roadmap that we have. And, there's a significant amount of opportunities to continue to drive solutions for you that will continue to disrupt the shop on a regular basis.
One of the tools that I think Milwaukee would be great at making would be a torque wrench.
A torque wrench?
Yes.
Got it.
A digital torque wrench with angle and stuff. I think of an automotive style torque wrench, I think that would be huge. I think it would be a win or Milwaukee in for the technicians out there that are working on cars.
We'll put it on the list.
Yeah.
We'll see when we can get it for you. But no, I think it's been a great thing, working and talking to you at every pipeline every single year, and seeing what you do for your channel, bringing a lot of education to the channel and to your followers. It's been really cool to see how you're incorporating these new technologies into your daily work, and we're able to see it real time as we watch you and your channel put out content. So one thing I can promise you is we're going to continue to work hard for you and the rest of the technicians that are out there. Continue to drive new product like this M12 Stubby, like the M12 Fuel Sander. But for me, I think the biggest piece that gets me excited is, there's so much more opportunity for us to solve problems in the shop. And, we're truly just getting started, and we're looking forward to seeing your eyes light up and seeing you get surprised again at future pipelines.
Oh yeah. So. I like the surprise. Like we're expecting one thing, but then what's that over there?
For sure. For sure.
It's cool.
So, on behalf of Milwaukee Tool, thank you again for coming to Pipeline in 2024, and we're looking forward to seeing you at future pipelines. We're also looking forward to seeing you at SEMA. You're going to be at SEMA this year, right?
I will definitely be at SEMA this year, and definitely going to come by the booth and hang out with you guys for sure.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to seeing you and the hundreds of thousands of people that come to SEMA every single year. We'll show off all of these new products. We'll take more ideas that we need to go
bring
create.
More like a lot more studs.
Yes. Especially if you're going to be around to work on them, we'll definitely bring more studs for you guys. But looking forward to seeing you at SEMA, and more importantly, we appreciate all the content that you put together. Your channel is very good at educating your audience and myself as you put out more and more content. So thank you, Brian.
Yeah, thank you, Eric.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm Brian S. from How to Automotive. Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks, guys.